Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Impact Series hosted by 4zero. My name's Michael Palmer. I'm one of the co-founders here at 4zero and lead recruiter, and delighted to be joined today by Matthias Kannegiesser, who is founder and CEO of a fantastic company based in Germany called score4more. So, Matthias, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, look, Matthias, I'll let you kind of introduce the business, but in terms of my kind of brief introduction, score4more are playing a pretty integral part in the largest sustainability awards in Europe. I'm not sure if it's the globe, but certainly within Europe, the German Sustainability Awards. So look, let's kind of talk about that. Talk about the score4more as a business, your involvement in the awards, and fill the audience in as to how that's all hangs together.
Sure. Yeah. So score4more, the history dates back kind of 15 years. 2008, we were a small group of people thinking about launching an award for sustainability, and it was led by Stefan Schulze-Hausmann, who was the initiator, a German journalist. And the idea was to make frontrunner examples on sustainability more visible and also get awards on it to speed up the transformation. And over these last 15 years, I and other colleagues helped in the background to organize the methodologies for the company award categories. So we thought on questionnaires, on methodologies, how to assess what companies are doing. And over the years, I think we screened thousands of companies, large to small, all industries, and we saw so many best practices and good stuff that we felt, hey, it's worth to digitalize it and make it more available, so that it can be leveraged. And that was kind of the founding idea of score4more, to make it more available as a platform.
Okay, cool. And so in terms of, as a business, then, so it's the kind of scoring metric behind the awards. But there's a lot of data you've collected, a lot of companies that you've looked at, a lot of companies that you've analyzed. I mean, just talk to us about some of those numbers.
Yeah, so this year we decided, hey, we have to go broader, since, I mean, we know time is running out on climate and other challenges. So we have to bring sustainability more to the broad economy, also into mainstream of companies. So that's why I decided that we need, thanks to data and technology, a platform which allows us to assess a larger number of companies. We defined 100 industries covering the whole economy, from agriculture down to services. And with each of these 100 industries, we try to find the top 10 front-running companies, which can be then awarded. And our role as data provider was basically to provide the data platform infrastructure, to do an outside-in assessment on the market. What are companies which are visible, which are doing great stuff, which we can make available as data to the award. And in that respect, we have now 2,000 companies on the platform modeled across these 100 industries, and have collected over 50,000 actions and measures these companies are doing. And yeah, it's quite substantial data we've there now collected.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of companies to analyze. But interestingly enough, you told me before this that obviously, so you're looking at these companies for the awards and looking at kind of capturing their data, but not every company, or a lot of companies, were not necessarily aware that you were doing this at the outset. So you've been able to kind of collect the data, assumingly by some clever tech and some AI. I think we'll probably come onto that as well. But as what was the sort of feedback you got from some of the businesses that you've analyzed their business and that they've kind of got nominated for award without realizing that they were even kind of being considered?
Yes, some were, or most of them were positively surprised. And I must say, there's a clear role distinction between our role as a data research provider and then the award, which has an own governance with juries, etc. So, but when they got the news that they have been nominated by the jury without knowing that they have been looked at, so most of them were, of course, positively surprised, and some, it was very emotional, because we also looked in industries like elderly care or hospitals. Yeah, so there were industries that were rarely on the radar for sustainability, and there were people working for it intensively. And I heard some stories, people were really crying because they said, hey,
Oh, wow.
first time we got visible and recognized, and we saw great posts on social media where people were really so grateful to be recognized first time in the industry. So
Yeah.
we felt that had a strong impact, at least on the teams, yeah, on the ground.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And the awards, they're not too far away from where we are now, Matthias. When are the awards taking place? When are when were the people, the companies rather, that have been nominated, find out whether they've been successful in kind of being one of the top 100 businesses?
Yeah, this year it's end of November. So the whole award takes place 23rd and 24th of November. There are multiple categories. The company category is on the 23rd, on the Thursday.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. And then and as score4more as a business entity, obviously you've the kind of data behind the awards, but as a business now, as a platform that is now developing, and so you're now, I suppose the idea is that this data becomes available to companies and other companies to utilize and collaborate. Talk to us about the kind of user case for that and what that might look like in terms of, perhaps the pilot companies you're piloting with, what they're kind of utilizing the data for, how they're using it, what the plan is for the platform, beyond now and into the future.
Yeah, so basically the company, the plan is that the companies participating in the award, they can do it for free. They create a kind of short profile, how we call it, and that's always stays for free. And if they just want to participate in the award, they can do it. And then we would develop kind of value-adding features on top, where companies which are interesting to use it can voluntarily subscribe to it. And one feature is scoring functionality. So we score the data of the company in a 6-level scoring system, which should show you where you are in the transformation towards sustainability. So are you in stage 0 inactive, or stage 5 leading, with stages in between? And companies who are interested to get that feedback and to better understand how they are assessed can subscribe and use the scoring and use it to more systematically improve. Another feature is benchmarking. So you can select 5 peers from your industry, and you can compare your scores to the scores of the others, and also learn what they're doing and leverage best practices from them. So these are 2 initial features which we prepare.
Brilliant. So company can utilize that data in order to kind of learn also from other businesses that are perhaps further along in that sustainability journey than they are. But you said it before, I mean, we're kind of used to these sort of star systems. So it's a bit like a hotel star system from 0 to 5 stars. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to nudge business CEOs in a way that they say, hey, I don't stay in a 2-star hotel when I travel.
Yeah.
So it's unacceptable for me to be a 2-star company on sustainability. So that's why we introduced the star logic, and also want to nudge the companies that they want to become a 4-star company at least on sustainability. Yeah. So a little bit of gamification aspect. Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't why overcomplicate something. I think it's the star system is something that everyone's familiar with. We're all familiar with in our personal lives, and and in business as well. So why not? I mean, it's it makes a lot of sense, and it's very easy to understand. But I think one of the things we were discussing earlier is for a company, what I like about it, doesn't matter where you are necessarily, where you are on that scale now, wherever your start point is now, but it's the journey and where you want to get to. And so actually, whether you're a 2-star company, but you've got a roadmap in place and you've got a plan to get to a 4-star company, that's the most important thing. And then you can use the platform to kind of, to kind of improve that. Yeah. As you said, kind of look at some of the comparisons with other businesses in the sector, what they're doing, which I think is really cool and really interesting, because like you said, it's not a one size fits all, and there is industry specific element to this as well. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, if you go into the industries, it's if you look at specific technologies, yeah. So there you have to have industry specific views on it, and so that is what we try to do, and also offer as kind of a new approach to the market, which we haven't seen so far in that extent in the market.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of touched on this when we were talking before, but I mean, look, as a business, we're a B Corp certified company, so then you must get quite a lot of parallels, or quite a lot of similarities drawn between, perhaps what you're building at Score4more and B Corp. How do you feel about that as a kind of comparison? And I suppose what would you say with the kind of differences between yourselves and B Corp or EcoVadis or someone else that kind of you're doing somewhat similar things in the space?
Yeah, I think first up front, I mean, we are all in the same journey, helping to speed up the transformation. So, and I think it's great what B Corp has created as a movement also behind, and as an inspiration to many businesses. I think what we are doing, where it complements a little bit, is that before, platforms were very much on certifying kind of a minimum, where you get a certificate. Yeah, so kind of, okay, this business is kind of certified minimum sustainable, and you have to show a lot of proofs for that. While what we are doing, we call it more a transformation platform. So it's not so much kind of a certification platform to hit certain minimums or be compliant, but it's more about real action. So where's the real best practices company can practically leverage? So that's why we have to be much more industry specific. We have to show much more the actions where companies says, okay, this is specifically matching my business. And that's, of course, is much more complicated because you have these huge varieties of industry topics. So this is what we try to contribute to the overall movements, where all these great initiatives like B Corp are trying to move all in the same direction, that we can make this transformation happen.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's a need for a lot of transformation. There's a need for a lot of companies to take up the fight actively against climate change. So I think there's not a competition. The more people there are in the space, the more companies are aware of what they can do, what they are doing at the moment, what they're not doing to become more sustainable. It can only help. So the more players there are in that space, the more knowledge, the more visibility, the more focus on it, the better.
Yeah,
in my
and
opinion.
you have to be aware on the numbers. So for example, the German Council of Sustainable Development did a study 2-3 years ago on the status of sustainability in the German economy, and they looked which companies are active on the topic, and it turned out a super small number. They came up with 5,000 companies, while we have millions of companies which don't have a report, which are not active. So there's a huge chunk in the economy we still have to activate, and I think all efforts which are out there are needed to do that, right?
Exactly. No, exactly. The more people that are looking at this, the better. The more eyes on it, is the only way that we're going to be able to, to kind of get out of this kind of climate situation we're in at the moment, and kind of and hopefully and start to not just kind of reduce the amount of carbon we're putting into the atmosphere, but removing from it as well. So the clock is ticking on all of that, isn't it? So the more initiatives like Score4more, the more eyes there are on the sector, or not just the green sector, the sustainability sector, but all industries. Like I said, 100 different industries. It's fantastic. Now, that's what, Matthias, we're kind of coming towards, I suppose, the end of the chat now. But I know you've got a lot of great things, with the product, a lot of developments that you're working on, a lot of great sort of features that are coming out and being released shortly. Can you talk to us about some of those features, some of the kind of new things that will, that perhaps users of the platform will see, or new subscribers will see in the platform in the coming months?
Yeah, what we're working on is, next to company profiles, we want to introduce solution profiles. So company can list their sustainable solutions. And our intention is really to create the largest solution directory on the planet. So all sustainable solutions you could leverage, you can find on score4more. The other one is that we go global. So we've started beyond Germany to analyze frontrunner companies in 25 leading economies, and we will bring in international companies quite soon on the platform. And the third area is that we are heavy in AI. So we already use AI for analyzing sustainability reports and generating sustainability profiles. And we will embed AI use cases in the platform. So for example, we think about having solution recommendations, which are powered by AI, in where the user can directly leverage AI when using score4more.
Brilliant. Okay, well, again, that's exciting developments to be kind of looking further into international markets. Does that go as well? I mean, how far does that go? Is that just across Europe, or are we looking into the US, into Asia?
Now we sit. Look, we have a Generation Z part in our team, so we have several working students, and they urge us every time, guys, the clock is ticking, we have to speed up. And then we said, okay, we cannot wait another year until we look at China and the US, etc. We have to do it as fast as possible. That's why we looked at all the major G20 countries.
Okay.
And so that's another 1,000 companies international, which we identified as front runners we want to make available on the platform.
Fantastic. And as and I hear that there's some kind of exciting news you're working on from a company perspective. So for there any investors that are tuned in and watching this, you're also kind of on a fundraising round at the moment. So do you want to give us a bit of info about that?
Yeah, we challenged us that we want to do the seed round before the end of the year. So we are in the middle of fundraising, reaching out to investors, conventional VCs, impact VCs, also angels. So if you're interested to be part of our journey and change the world, reach out to me, and yeah, I can give you some details on the investment opportunity.
Fantastic. Well, look, we'll be sure to to tag you in, Matthias, and include you on all the links to this episode being published, so people will be able to find you and score4more nice and easy. We'll also include the link to the German Sustainability Awards as well, so that people can tune in and check out the winners of those 100 categories. And really, so Matthias, from our perspective, that's we've kind of hit the kind of the closing bell on this one for the time being. It's been a great pleasure to have you on. It'd be good to kind of check back in with you in the future at some point in the next year or so, have another chat and see how things have developed, and see how score4more has kind of come on from here.
Thank you so much, Michael. It was a pleasure.
Likewise. Thanks, Matthias.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.